Welcome to Unschool, where we undoctrinate you from public school nonsense.
Finally, states are beginning to push back against ridiculously toxic DEI nonsense. We're getting into the dozens now, right? A lot of blue states aren't going to do it, unfortunately, because for some reason they want to push ridiculous Marxist ideologies. But at least in red states, they're going up against equity nonsense, which Kamala loves, right? Which her new VP Waltz loves. He's socialist leaning. He's like, Waltz is kind of a dollar store version of Bernie Sanders, and probably even less intelligent. So you have this stuff here. I mean, it's certainly a positive thing that more and more people are pushing against DEI. It says here, DEI has become a hot topic in the 2020s and has infiltrated corporations and universities across the United States. One curious trend to note is that DEI became very prominent before people had the time to fully test the intellectual merit and morality of DEI. Luckily, DEI grew at such a rapid pace that it did not take long for the movement to quickly lose credibility after its shortcomings were exposed. The end result has been increased racism and declining standards in companies and universities, which has led many states in the United States to push back against DEI. Universities and corporations in the United States should focus on their core mission and not burden students and employees with initiatives that stir up tensions and distract them from their core objectives. Eliminating DEI is one of the many steps that these entities should take to restore themselves and find balance. Luckily, many states have joined the initial leading states that pushed back against DEI, and now nearly half of the states in this country are pushing back against DEI in some way, shape, or form. DEI resistance spreads. The resistance against DEI has grown strongly in recent years, as many states across the United States have been pushing back and banning DEI initiatives. Florida is definitely leading the charge against DEI. It says here, Florida board bans use of state and federal funds on DEI programs in state universities. Here's the problem with that, and I don't know how to solve this problem exactly. They're just going to change the name of the programs. That's happening in Texas as well. And they're like, okay, we can't call it equity anymore. We're going to call it something else. Another one of the big fears that people are slowly catching up on is social emotional learning, which they also push in the education system. And you should criticize that and sue schools that use it because it is licensed therapy or psychiatry. It's unlicensed group therapy, and it is not legal anywhere in America. Okay, you cannot push social emotional learning and do group-based therapy without people's consent and without the proper certifications. So you definitely need to push against that in your schools, on your school boards, in your city council meetings, and make sure that's not in public education and it's not in government. It takes, a village, as Hillary Clinton would say. Sorry, I apologize. I'm sorry. I quoted that. But really, we do have to get together, or individually, support the rights of for us and children, and push against social emotional learning, push against DEI, push against ESG, and all those ridiculous ideas that are pushed by Marxist ideology. Okay, the University of Florida, Florida State, and so on, among the universities affected by the decision, which came after Florida's Board of Education last week approved similar rules limiting public funding in public colleges. So, if you want to know more about that, definitely check it out. In a recent YouTube video, Adam Post notes,
Hey, how you doing? This is Adam.
That either DEI scholarships, jobs, or diversity statements were already canceled or rolled back in 22 states. This trend will likely grow as it becomes more apparent that DEI programs are not producing tangible results and are causing more problems. So you might check out this guy's stuff. He's got some interesting articles as well, right there. Backlash against DEI spreads to more states.
Backlash against DEI spreads to more states. In at least 22 states, DEI measures in state university systems have been banned or rolled back. DEI in colleges and universities went way too far, way too fast. They overextended themselves, and the pushback is epic. Equity and inclusion statements while applying for medical and dental schools and other.
Are you hearing that? They're pushing DEI in medical schools. That's a serious problem. That means if you broke your arm and someone else, and you're white and someone else has the sniffles, you know, they're still going to get served first. You know, that's not good to be treating people based on race. That's segregation, and Democrats are trying to bring it back again, which is pretty disturbing. So, um, this article goes on for a ways. If you want to read about a lot of the stuff going on, certainly become a paid subscriber so you can read the rest of this article instead of just trying to, or you try to pause it as I scroll through. But I would appreciate any new subscriptions. Thanks.